The shadow clock, 11 o'clock p.m. The call. Detective Ryan Hale had seen his fair share of chaos in the Chicago PD, but when his phone buzzed at exactly 11 o'clock p.m., he had no idea the next 45 minutes would change everything. The call was from an unknown number. He hesitated before answering. A voice, distorted and mechanical, whispered through the line. "Detective Hale, a man will die in exactly 45 minutes. You have until midnight to stop it. But beware, your time is not your own." The line went dead. Ryan sat frozen in his dimly lit apartment, whiskey glass in hand. Was this a prank? A sick game? His instinct said otherwise. Something about the voice, the precise timing, the certainty in its tone. This was real. And if he ignored it, someone would die. 11:03 p.m. The puzzle begins. Hale ran to his desk, pulling out his laptop. If this was real, there had to be a lead. He dialed his partner, Detective Claire Morrison. "Ryan, what's going on?" she asked, half asleep. "I just got a call. Someone's going to be murdered at midnight. No name, no location, just a deadline." Claire swore under her breath. "You sure it's not a prank?" "Gut says it's real," she sighed. "All right, where do we start?" Before he could answer, his phone buzzed again. Another unknown message. It was a video. He tapped it open. A man sat in a darkened room, tied to a chair, breathing heavily. A clock behind him ticked loudly. 11:05 p.m. A masked figure stepped into the frame and whispered, "Tick-tock, detective. Find him before time runs out." Then the video cut to black. Hale clenched his jaw. "Claire, someone just sent me a video of the victim. There's a clock behind him. It's counting down." "Send it to me," she said, now wide awake. 11:10 p.m. The hunt begins. Claire analyzed the video while Hale scoured the footage for clues. "The clock," she said. "It's not just any clock. It's from the Belmont Hotel downtown. That's their signature style." Hale grabbed his coat. "Meet me there." "I'm already on my way." 11:20 p.m. The Belmont Hotel. Hale pushed through the revolving doors of the Belmont Hotel, a once grand building now known for its shady clientele. The night clerk looked up lazily. "Need a room, officer?" "Looking for someone," Hale said, flashing his badge. "A man, mid-40s, held against his will." The clerk smirked. "You're going to have to be more specific. A lot of people here don't want to be found." Hale leaned in. "I don't have time for games." The clerk gulped. There was a guy. Some men checked in with him. Room 314. Hale drew his gun and took the stairs two at a time. 11:28 p.m. He reached the door, pressed his ear against it, a muffled voice inside. He knocked. No answer. Then, a scream. 11:30 p.m. The first mistake. Hale kicked the door in. The victim, a man in his 40s, was slumped in the chair, bound and gagged. But something was off. The clock on the wall had stopped at 11:29. This was too easy. He spun, just as a figure lunged from the shadows. A masked man tackled him, slamming him against the wall. Gunfire erupted from the hallway. Claire. The attacker staggered back as Claire shot him in the leg. He collapsed, groaning. Hale caught his breath. "Where's the real victim?" The masked man laughed. "You're already too late." Hale's phone buzzed. Another message. Another video. This time, it was Claire, tied to a chair. A clock behind her read 11:40 p.m. 10 minutes left. The masked man grinned. "The real game begins now." 11:41 p.m. A new target. Hale had no time to waste. He pressed his gun to the attacker's leg. "Where is she?" The man just smirked. Hale fired into his other leg. A scream. "She's at the train yard," the man wheezed, "but you'll never make it in time." Hale punched him unconscious. Claire had 9 minutes left. He ran. 11:45 p.m. The train yard. The old train yard was abandoned, rusted rails glinting under the streetlights. Hale's eyes scanned the area. There. A single warehouse with a dim light inside. 11:46 p.m. Gun drawn, he approached. Inside, Claire sat tied to a chair. A shadowy figure stood behind her, holding a gun to her head. A clock ticked down above them. 3 minutes left. The masked figure turned. "Detective Hale," the voice said, distorted as before. "You made it." Hale aimed. "Drop the gun." The figure chuckled. "You don't get it, do you? This was never about saving her. It was about saving yourself." The lights flickered off. Gunfire. 11:59 p.m. The truth. When the lights flickered back, the masked figure was gone. Claire gasped for air as Hale untied her. "What the hell was that?" She coughed. Hale checked the floor. No blood. No body. The voice from the phone echoed in his head. "Your time is not your own." Then, his phone buzzed one last time. A new message. A photo of himself. Taken right now. Outside the warehouse. Someone was still watching. And they weren't done with him yet. 12 o'clock a.m. The city remained silent, but Hale knew the clock was still ticking. The real game had only just begun.